Well, the story is about a businessman. It's about mistaken identity, but it's also a sort of cautionary tale about various choices and decisions you make in life and whether they're the right ones and whether you're doing them for the right reasons. So in this particular case, this businessman decides to pretend he is someone else, purely very shallow, based on the fact that it's quite an attractive woman that he has to approach. And he thinks he might be going off to something more fun, and it all goes very wrong for him.
I play the part of Mr Harper, who gets confused with Mr Hunter. He's a chap who basically gets on the wrong car on a little whim, on a little joke, and ends up in a rather precarious situation.
The idea of the film actually came from a business trip that I was on in my day job, if you like. I'd come back from a meeting up in Scotland and landed at the airport and was walking through the airport and saw the drivers waiting there with the name boards, and I just had this sort of funny idea that, what if I actually decided to pretend I was one of these people?
Stand by. Speed. Scene 10, take 3, Dave.
Took me over a month to find out who you were and to track you down to here. I guess I just wanted to know what made you say you were Mr. Hunter and get into that car. Curiosity?
Obviously there's key points in there to come out, but I'm not really precious over this.
Okay.
So what I would say is, tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what the story is of this film. You know what your backstory is. So tell the story, even if you're not spot on with the script.
Okay. I am Mr. Hunter. I owed some money to some people and I was just coming to pay them back, but obviously I'd taken too long, so they wanted to make me pay for them having to wait, but luckily I didn't have to pay, which is great.
Okay, the urban chiller tales came around in so much as I hadn't made any films since I went to film school, which was in the late 90s. So I made a film called Fear View, which I used this crew. I used Tyrone and Alex and their contacts, and we made it. We shot it. I wanted to do something that I could shoot literally in a day. This was actually a night shoot as it happened, so we shot it overnight in one go. Maybe not the wisest thing, because that was March, the end of March, so it was a very cold night shoot. Around the time that I was doing this, I was also talking to a friend of mine who's a police sergeant, and we were talking about another sort of little urban myth, you know, tale out there, which again, I sort of took that idea, just the nucleus of the idea, and then I came up with another short called The Baby Watcher, which shot in a day, contained in someone's home. But I thought, well, I don't really want to do the same thing. I want to do something different. So whereas Fear View had been sort of lots of quick edits, so I decided with The Baby Watcher to make it slightly different aesthetic, and it would be a lot more sort of dolly track, slow push-ins of the camera, much more of a slow burner. But I realised, obviously, genre-wise, the sort of horror, thriller aspect, which I've always been interested in. So I thought, well, this sort of fits into that. So that's when we came up with this sort of idea of the urban chiller tales. Yeah, and you look and you see her, and you get the idea, and you're like, and then you just, yeah, okay. Step in again, Xav. Sorry, really, yeah. And everything what? And lightly. No, I don't think you did. Just we're trying to get you to cover a TV monitor while we're at it. So okay.
I've known Keith probably about 2 or 3 years, and we've probably done. Well, we worked together probably sort of 8, 9, 10 times, and he helped me DP my short film Prey. I DP'd one of his. I've done sound on one of his. I've done stills on one of his. So we work together in various sort of roles, whichever the other guy wants to do, and it's good fun. You know, it works really well, and you know, he's a great guy, and I shouldn't be saying this. He's going to get it on tape.
Yeah, Keith wanted me to give him a cauliflower ear,
Which I know what.
which he doesn't want at all. And he wants me to scar up his eyes, he's been bashed, and burn marks on the other side of his face. Yes, burn marks on the other side of his face. And this has got to look as though it's a few months old, or a month old. I'd like it to be a month old.
I had hoped you'd be able to answer that question for me until I'd learned they took your tongue.
I'm using something called mortician's wax. It used to be called mortician's wax. And basically what I can do with this in a short space of time is disfigure him or remold his face. It's what the...
Can you make my nose really long and my ears pointy?
You could do.
All the way wide is that. I told you I could talk forever if you asked me stuff.
Graduated 2 years ago.
So I've been 25 years.
So anyone can pretend to be me, I suppose, which is, you know, pretty nice.